and welcome to the Energy to Burn Masterclass. Hello and welcome to the Energy to Burn Masterclass. So we've got a few different screens happening at the moment. So I have one screen that I look at, there's one screen you guys are on, and then there's a third screen. So I'm sorry if you're not seeing my eyes and attention this whole time. So what's going to happen is you can write comments in. Okay, so somebody's just telling me that they can't hear me. So we're just getting feedback. Tell me if you can't hear me. Write in the comment section on the YouTube if you can't hear me. You should all be able to hear me. Oh yes, I've got a thumbs up. Thank you, Emma. So that definitely means that you can hear me. So feel free to message in the comments button so that I know what's happening, and I just want to make sure that you can hear. I actually can't hear myself, so it's very odd. But I'm very excited that you can all hear me. So we are good to go. So I'm going to go back out of this screen and I'm going to start talking in another screen. But I have a funny feeling that not everyone's logged in properly. So just wait, because I'm just getting messages. Okay, so we're just going to keep going and you guys will find out what's going to happen. This is going to be exciting. So, energy to burn, right? What inspired me to do this at this time of the year? I got very inspired to do this because the amount of people that I'm seeing at this time of the year that's contacting us in the office about low energy. And I don't want you going into 2020 with low energy, right? So we want to get you feeling absolutely amazing. So let me introduce myself. My name is Shelley Garwith and I'm a functional nutritionist here in Wellington. So I'm in Wellington at the moment, that's where I am. But I haven't always been a functional nutritionist. So now what we need to do is go to my other screen, because we've got 3 of them, so you guys can keep up with this too. Okay, so who am I? We've got 2 photos. The photo on my left, your right, which says June 2013, is me 6 months before my health totally crashed. So at that point, when you're looking at that photo, that is me traveling in New York City, taking a much-earned break when I was living a hectic lifestyle in Sydney. I like to burn the candle at both ends because I pretty much thought that my health was invincible and that I was an overachiever. I wanted to run half marathons. I wanted to work really long hours. I wanted to be social, do all the things with my friends. I wanted to be in swim squad. And I really thought that sleep was totally overrated, right? Like I did not think that we needed sleep. So this was me, and to some degree in that photo, I look a picture of health. And everybody would have said 6 months before my health crashed that I was really healthy because on the outside, I looked super healthy. But you don't just crash overnight, right? This was years of not being healthy. But by all outward appearances, as lots of clients see that I see in clinic, we look healthy, we seem healthy, and we compensate. So the real truth was of me in that photo, the reality of my life was I was exhausted. I was sleeping 3 or 4 hours a night because I couldn't go to sleep. I'd never been a very good sleeper and it used to stress me out so much that the nighttime was just an awful time for me. So I would try and get as exhausted as possible during the day so that I would literally collapse into bed in the evenings. So how I functioned during the day was I'd get up at 5 to go to the gym every day and I'd have a coffee. I then would have another few coffees to boost up my energy. I would eat gluten-free but sugar treats to boost my energy. So I was on this roller coaster where I was up and down and up and down. I would use food to not nourish me, but actually to fuel me in terms of getting another high. So that was me, right? Allegedly a picture of health. My periods were out of control. I would be in so much pain every single month that I would literally want to faint. That's how sore I was. My thyroid was crashing down to the point that my doctor had told me that I was on the maximum amount of thyroxine that you could possibly take. She couldn't do anything else for me. So while I looked at Picture of Health, my weight was a certain size. I was a certain size. I was a size 8. Isn't that what we all want to be, allegedly? And I could do all these things, but the reality was, behind the scenes, my health wasn't great, and I didn't even know it. I was also a stressed out wreck, but I didn't want to know that either, and I didn't even know what that meant. Now look at me. So this is a photo from December in 2019, and now I can promise you that I really am a picture of health. Like, I am now the living dream of what I wish that I had been all those years ago. So it's not something that you guys can't be. It's not something that we can't all do and we can't all achieve. If it was just for a certain amount of people, then there's no hope for any of us, right? But it's not. There's hope for all of us. Every single client that comes into clinic gets their health back again. I've got my health back again. My family's got their health back again. And anyone doing the online course or coming into clinic gets their health back again. That is why I am so passionate about this. And this is why I'm excited for you to actually have proper energy. We want you to have energy to burn. So, what are we going to talk about tonight? Let me just wait. Now we've got to move over to the other screen. So, what we are going to talk about tonight is, why are your symptoms draining your energy levels? What are your nutritional energy drains? What is your body's energy blueprint? What easy swaps can you make in your diet? How does stress drain your energy, and how weight and energy are related? These are the biggest things that I see in clinic, and these are the biggest things that I see in my corporate talks, and this is what we cover online as well. So these are totally the things that you can be doing and you can be changing. Christmas is coming, right? I know that you're all thinking, come Christmas Day, you want to eat whatever you want, and I say that to clients in clinic too, as long as it's not causing you inflammation. But let's start the new year. It's a whole new decade. Now is the chance to get your health back again. So I'm hearing in the comments that we can actually see and we can hear properly. So thank you so much for letting me know that you can hear. I'm also getting a lot of messages saying that you can't hear. That's what all that clicking sound is. So I apologize. Okay, so now let us talk. I've got some great stories to share with you, right? So you can look on the Google reviews and you can see all sorts of client testimonials. But I want to make it about your energy tonight. And so I just wanted to share a couple because it just makes me so excited working with clients and just you guys getting your health back again. So I was working with one of my Skype clients in England on Monday morning. He was my first client on Monday. Anyway, in 1 week, he'd already changed his water and he'd already changed some of his diet, nutrition, right? And so he said to me, I get an email last week saying I'm feeling way more centered, way more calm. I can't believe how much my mood's changed, which was really great. So then I said, let's catch up again. Anyway, I was like, have you noticed that any symptoms? So you know how I got you guys to fill in your food diary? What half of my job is actually just about connecting you back to your bodies, right? So we can all be our own best health practitioners when we are aware of our bodies and when we understand symptoms. Like I said, bad health doesn't happen overnight. We get a whole bunch of symptoms to let us know something's out of balance. But a lot of us just don't recognize the symptoms, or our bodies are so inflamed, we don't know what to do with those symptoms. Myself included, so I'm no different. So we're all the same in that degree. Anyway, so he said to me, his reasons for contacting me in the first place was he wanted better energy, better brain clarity, and he wanted to lose weight. Sounds like a lot of my clients, right? So I said to him, so what's been happening? Like, how's you've kept your food diary? What's been happening? What's happening with your brain clarity? And he was like, I guess it's good. It's been okay. And I was like, oh, okay. What's happening with your bloating? And he was like, oh, well, most of the time it's been better, but I have kind of been bloated today, now that I think about it. And what he didn't know at the time, and what I'm about to tell you guys, is brain fog and brain clarity is connected to bloating, right? So when you're seeing a symptom in your gut, your brain is never going to be functioning optimally. You're not going to have amazing focus. You're not going to have amazing clarity. You're not going to have great memory. Okay? So then I said to him, okay, so, because he wanted to know if he could eat gluten. And I was like, well, is it causing you inflammation? And he was like, I don't think so. And this was the conversation. So I said to him, oh, what have you eaten today? Now remember, he's just said that he's feeling a bit foggy today. And it was his evening. So it was his Sunday, my Monday. Anyway, so I said, what did you eat? And he was like, oh, so I had toast for breakfast. And now that I think about it, I had a sandwich for lunch. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And now you've got bloating and you've got brain fog. What do you think probably caused the brain fog? And he was like, oh, I hadn't really thought about it until now, but I'm guessing it's the gluten. So the next day, so the day later, his Monday, our Tuesday, he removed the gluten and he's not eating it anymore. And once his clarity's gone up again, his energy he's feeling amazing and his bloating's gone. So what that says to me is his bloating was being caused by the gluten. Is it bad for everybody? No. But when you're getting symptoms in your body, then it's foods causing inflammation. Another example of this is today I was actually meeting a potential new client for lunch. And we were actually doing other things, but she's now turned into a client. But we were meeting about doing an event together. Anyway, as we're talking, she said to me, oh, my 7-year-old son, he's very tired. I'm actually taking him to the doctor this Friday because I'm really worried about him. And I said, oh, okay. His energy, because he has to come home and sleep every single day. And she was like, I don't think that's normal. And she's totally right. It's not normal. So I said, oh, make sure you get the doctor to do your iron levels, the B12 levels, vitamin D, and a couple of other blood tests while you're there. Just ask for those to check his energy. Anyway, then I asked I said, oh, what's his stool health like? Like, what's that tracking like? Does he go to the toilet every single day? Does he ever complain about sore stomachs? Anyway, she said, well, actually, now that you say that, he does get eczema. And I was like, eczema? Eczema's related to food allergies. So I said, what's he eating? And she was like, oh, everything. Like, he's a 7-year-old boy, so he eats everything. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, well, why don't you get some food allergy testing too? Because I said that will be a major player in why he's tired. That will be one of the reasons. And I said, and I'll explain to you in a second why, but it's the inflammation. And then we kept talking. I was like, is there any foods that he complains about? And she was like, no, he doesn't complain about any foods, but whenever he eats tomatoes, I see him itching himself more. That's a symptom of a food allergy. That means that tomatoes and potentially nightshades right now he's sensitive to. So what that means is it's impacting his energy levels. And I'll just give you one more example of this before I talk about it in terms of why. Another person that's very dear to my heart and very close to home is my mom. And so recently she said to me, oh, I'm just getting stiffness in my joints, like real stiffness. And I see a lot of clients in clinic with rheumatoid arthritis, just all sorts of different joint and muscle pains in their bodies. And inflammation stores in our bodies, in our joints, right? And so this is always a sign to me that something's out of balance. Anyway, she said, when I get up in the evenings, my ankles are quite stiff and I do find it quite hard to walk. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, because that hadn't been a symptom in a while. And I said, okay, let's talk about what you're eating at the moment. What are you eating a lot of? And so we started going through, like you guys with your food journal, started going through a food journal. I said, oh, there's a lot of coconut in here. Why don't we test coconut on you? Let's see. And so she knows, she's done the online course and she's obviously worked with me and she knows a lot about her health. So we got her to do the toe touch test. Sure enough, she couldn't go as far with coconut. I can also check it. The good thing about her being my mom is I can check it very easily on her like I do in clinic. But on the online course, we teach you to be able to do it at home. And one of my conditions with all my clients in clinic is you need to be empowered to do these things yourself because you are your best health practitioner. Anyway, for her, it was coconut. So since she's removed the coconut, that joint inflammation has gone down and it's not so painful for her. So that's just a couple of things where we realize what's happening with foods in our bodies, right? So how do you start the day? Do you bounce out of bed full of energy, ready for the day, even at this time of the year, even this close to Christmas? Do you have energy to burn? Or are you somebody that hits snooze again and again and again, and you're just dreading the morning? Or are you somebody else, like a lot of people and like how I used to be, where you need a coffee to start the day with a bagel or a sugary treat or something? When was the last time that you just bounced out of bed? Just take a moment to think about that. When was the last time that you just loved getting up? For me, it's almost every single day. If I'm not jumping out of bed, then I know that something's out of balance in my body, right? And so I take that really seriously because it's a sign of your health. You can say you're an evening person, so was I. I always said that I was a night owl and that I didn't like the mornings. But that's not the truth. I just didn't have the energy for the mornings, and it just felt like really hard work. Do you wake up like a lot of clients do with stiffness in your body? That it takes you a while to start the day before your muscles feel really good, your joints feel really good. We want you to have energy where you just jump out of bed and you feel absolutely amazing. That's what we want for you. So if I'm really snazzy with my internet, who in the comments button actually has energy when they wake up in the morning? So who wakes up with energy? Even I'm writing it in here. So you can reply. Let me know. Let me know who wakes up. What do you do? How do you wake up with energy? So now if we go back over to this one. So these are all the common symptoms that we see in clinic. These are just when I'm talking to friends, just when I'm out I was at a Christmas party on Saturday night and people started talking to me about different symptoms and asking me, being like, is this normal? And I have lots of clients say to me in clinic and on the online course all the time saying, but I thought this was normal. Why didn't somebody tell me this earlier? Why did I have to wait so long? And the reason we think it's normal is if it's been what we've always known, it is normal to us. That doesn't mean that it's normal, right? It just means that's all we ever know. So until we start to have conversations and until we start to talk about it being different, we believe that that's normal. So until we get shown a different way or until we get exposed to something different, we believe that's normal. And this is the whole reason that I actually wanted to do this tonight was, if we don't know a different way, we believe that our symptoms are normal. So things like fatigue, brain fog, bloating, constipation, loose stools, acid reflux, burping, gas. Like I had a client today actually that I saw, and he burps after every single meal. He has done that for the past 2 or 3 years. He has thought that that was normal. He's seen doctors and specialists and nobody can work out why. So he's put up with that. It's a sign that he's not in great health, which means it's impacting his energy levels. If you have weight that won't shift, migraines, headaches, any of those things, any skin conditions, eczema, skin rashes, psoriasis, boils, dry skin, flaky skin, these are all signs. If you can't sleep well at night, I was just my body was in such a stressed out state all the time. Any sort of period problems, low libido, like I hear about this all the time in clinic, right? You won't believe what happens in these hour sessions. Low libido, low sex drive is actually a sign that your body's inflamed. You're out of balance. And then we've got the whole mental health side of things too. So those things are all showing us that your body is out of balance and that it's inflamed. So we want you to know why, and we want to get to the bottom of it. So went too far. So what happens is, right, when your body is inflamed, you're on what I like to call the blood sugar roller coaster, right? So you go up, you go down, you go up. And what this means, or why this happens, is we've all got an energy tank in our bodies, right? Depending on our DNA, our energy tanks are different. Some of us have small little ones, some of us have real big ones, and some of us have even bigger ones. So our genes determine that. Yes, that's true. We get given different energy tanks, But it's our job to maximize those energy tanks for just good energy. And that's what the talk is about, right? Energy to burn. So all of these symptoms we're going to talk about are draining your energy tanks. So if this is your energy tank, maybe you've got a small one because of genetics. Maybe you've got a big one. It's irrelevant what you've got. We just want to make sure that you're maximizing it all for energy. So how this works is when you're getting any of those symptoms that we just talked about, when you're using coffee, sugary food, or any food to fuel your energy, we know that your body is draining its energy tanks. So what happens is when you're getting a symptom, it's causing inflammation in your body. When you've got inflammation in your body, cortisol, which is what your adrenals produce, right? So your adrenals, which are your energy powerhouses, produce energy. All of that energy should be used for you loving your life, doing the things that you want to be doing, going to work, having energy in the evenings, doing the things that you love. When you've got any symptom at all, it doesn't matter what it is, from holding on to weight, to menopause, to hot flushes, to period pain, to bloating, anything that we've talked about, you are draining your energy tank. You are not using your energy for living the life that you love. You've got a symptom, so any symptom means you're producing cortisol, you're draining your energy tank, and you're pushing it away from energy, and instead, now you have to bring down inflammation. So those symptoms are really serious in terms of you being able to have the energy that you want for the life that you love. As humans, we're extremely adaptable. Especially, that's the amazing thing about us, right, is we adapt. So we get used of not having great energy. My case was I wanted better energy when I was at the investment bank. So what did I do? Have some more coffee. I was adaptable. I knew how to manipulate food to get me a result that I wanted. The problem is, and what I see in clinic and what I learned firsthand is, we can only manipulate our bodies for so long and ignore those symptoms before it catches up with you and you crash like I did. And I crashed so bad that I was in bed. It took me the next 2 years to recover my health. And this is why I'm so passionate about nobody ever ignoring, you never ignoring a symptom, right? So if you're getting a symptom, energy is going down. We're draining the energy tank. It's like a fire hose. Now your energy tank has to be used to put out all these inflammatory fires in your body. So you're taking away your energy, and now, so you're not using it for energy, you're using it to put out these fires. So that's how you can get better energy. Pay attention to any symptom and work out what is causing it. Don't stay on this blood sugar roller coaster. So the roller coaster happens because quite often we get a symptom, we cover it up with coffee, sugar, gluten, whatever the food is that's for us, dairy for some people. So we go up. Then as we come down, we start to crash. Often when people are eating foods that are causing them inflammation, say bread, the amount of corporate clients I talk to that eat bread for energy, right? They feel bloated. But while they're eating it, because they're producing so much cortisol to bring down the inflammation, they actually get a short-lived high. They feel quite good. But then, who's like a lot of clients that I see, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, boom, you've crashed. And your energy's taken a dive. That's when you know that you're eating something at lunch that's causing you inflammation. So our bodies actually have an energy blueprint. We should have long-lasting energy throughout the day, and we actually want to stay even. So I talk to clients in clinic and on the online course all the time about how you know you're eating right for your body. There is no magic formula in terms of, if I could give you a PDF document and just told you to do these simple instructions, believe me, I would. I don't want to hold out information on you. I actually just want you to have the best health possible. The problem is our bodies don't work like this, and we're all different. So our energy blueprints is all different for all of us. That's where our genes do come into play. But When you're going up and down like this, you're putting extra pressure on your adrenals, and they're going to get exhausted, and you're causing inflammation. So you want to go from breakfast to lunch with even energy the whole day. No ups and downs. You want to go from lunch to dinner, equal energy the whole day. And this is where diet plays a role in this. This is why diet is so key. And this is why I'm so passionate about you learning what your power foods are and what is going to give you the best energy. Because there came a point in my recovery when enough had been enough, and I'd been lying in bed, literally being able to do nothing for so many months by this point. And I thought to myself and to my family, diet has been around forever. What we put into our mouths has been around forever. This has got to be the key to getting better. And the good news is, I think it's good news, not all clients do, there is no magic pill that's going to fix you, not just one pill. Your diet is what's going to maintain really good health. So we need to work out what is causing you inflammation based on your food. What foods are causing you these symptoms? So some of us have heard of things like food sensitivities. Quite often when clients come in, they're going to be like, please don't take the gluten, don't take the dairy, don't take the coffee, don't take the chocolate, and don't take the nuts. And you know what? If those foods were everything that caused all of us inflammation, it'd be really easy. We could all eliminate them. But it's not the case. We actually all have our own set of power foods and our own set of foods that are causing us inflammation. Now remember, you know that you're inflamed if your body has any symptom at all, if you're not bouncing out of bed in the morning, if you're not sleeping in a really restful, restorative sleep, if you've got a busy brain that just can't shut down, or you don't have the focus and the clarity that you'd like, or the energy. Any symptom at all, you know that your body's inflamed. So these foods are the most common foods that I find in clinic that people are sensitive to. Now, coffee is an interesting one because some people actually use coffee to make themselves go to the toilet because they know it's causing them inflammation. So then they have it and use it like a diuretic. If you're using a food to make you go to the toilet because it's causing you inflammation, that is not health. That is what I did with my coffee to try and get energy from it throughout the day. We don't want that, right? Because if you suppress a symptom, it's still causing your adrenals to be inflamed. It's still causing your adrenals to get tired and potentially eventually burn out. And I can promise you from somebody that crashed, it's a lot harder getting yourself back up again than it is just restoring and maintaining really good health. So if you eat a food that you're sensitive to, adrenaline goes up or cortisol goes up, which means you're draining your energy, which means eventually you're going to come down and you're going to go back up, and then you're going to come down and you're going to go back up. So you want to know, so there is no, based on me in clinic, I'm a nutritionist, right? So my goal is actually that you can keep in as much food as possible because that's where you're going to get your nutrients from. If you're not eating food, how are you getting your minerals and your vitamins? You're going to be popping a lot of pills, and that's not what I'm big into. So we actually want to keep as many foods in your diet as possible. The problem is when you're really inflamed, we need to lower the stress or the inflammatory burden on your body. So there is a time and a place to remove foods. A lot of people on the online course and in clinic talk to me about things like the AIP protocol or all sorts of different diets, vegan, vegetarian, paleo, keto, whatever it is. Just to be clear, things like the AIP protocol, key word there is protocol. You're using it as an elimination diet. You're removing foods to bring down the inflammation so that then you can reintroduce them back in. But if you don't remove them for a while, you're not going to bring down the inflammation. So you never want to stay off these foods forever. But while you're bringing down inflammation, it is key that you remove them. And it is key that you listen to your body. You only need to remove the foods that are causing you inflammation. We're not all going to be the same. I had another client that came into clinic. I have a lot of clients that come into clinic, and a lot of them have food intolerances initially. Anyway, we'd done heaps of work. We got her water sorted. We got another balanced diet, so her energy was really good, and we were fueling her body. But she had these swollen ankles. She used to drink 9 cups of black tea a day, right? And so I was thinking to myself, I bet it was the black tea that's causing inflammation. But on our very first appointment, she said to me, do not take off the black tea. So I was like, okay, I can't take the black tea off her. I need to teach her that it's causing her inflammation. Because the best thing is, right, once you become educated and empowered about your health, it's not about me sitting in my office or talking at you through a computer screen, taking these foods off you. It's about you being empowered about your body. The best news about that is you can travel anywhere in the world. You can live out of a hotel. You can live out of a shoebox. I don't mind. Whatever it is, because you learn how to listen to your body and it talks to you all the time. Then you know how to eat right for your body. So symptoms means that there's inflammation in your body, which means you're draining your energy levels. You want to get your best energy. You want to get your best life possible. You want to be symptom free. And I had another client ring me up today and she said, you know what, I think I'm in pretty good health, but I just love better health. I just want to know that I'm in my maximum possible health possible. And I don't know how many of you that filled out your food journal, I know how many of you downloaded it, but then actually filled it out. I don't know if you noticed as you were writing it down that you got some symptoms that you weren't aware of. Sometimes it's somebody asking you a question, or when you go online to my website, the whole reason we have that free questionnaire for you is to make you aware. Me asking a question makes you think, oh, if she's asking me a question about it, maybe it's a symptom that I don't want to have in my body. The reason we want awareness with our bodies is then you can maximize your energy, because then we can work out strategies for why you're getting the inflammation and remove it. And one of the biggest reasons you're getting inflammation, one of the biggest reasons your energy is going down is because food, right? We do it all day long. It goes into our mouths all day long. So it is totally key. So what we came up with, because a lot of people wanted a diet reset, wanted a meal plan. So we finally in the office put together in our online course a diet reset plan for you. But how we did it is we want to teach you how to work out some tools at home, how to work out the foods that are causing you inflammation. But a lot of my clients are busy corporates and they want quick results. So what we actually did was, and what I worked out seeing one-on-one clients, is for you to actually really feel the symptoms in your body. You do want to remove some, bring down a base layer of inflammation first. So we just pulled out in the diet reset, we got the water in, which we'll talk about in a second, and we pulled out some of the main triggers of foods causing inflammation. Dairy and gluten get a really, and sugar get a really bad rep for causing inflammation, but for a lot of the population, that is the case. The reason for that is a lot of the population, because of stress, have depleted their hydrochloric acid levels in their body. So they don't have enough stomach acid to digest these foods. And that's why these foods actually cause you inflammation. But while we're trying to bring down the inflammation, we want to pull those foods out because we want to give you as much energy as possible, so you've actually got the energy to work out what foods are causing you inflammation and to get the best health ever. So that's a quick and easy way. We try to make it as quick and easy for everyone as possible. So removing foods, doing an elimination-based diet can be a really quick and easy way to bring down inflammation in your body straight away. It can be hard for people too, so that's why we decided to make it, just pull it all out and do a meal plan for you. So hopefully by now you're getting the message that stress drains our bodies of our energy levels. So a lot of people think of stress meaning work stress, environment stress, relationship stress, and kind of stress always being out there, like out there. What I get asked to speak about a lot, and what I do a lot of podcasts on and a lot of corporate talks on, is when you're experiencing any symptom, your body is in a state of stress. So you might be going to that mindfulness class, or you might be going to the yoga class. And believe me, I do all of those things and I love them and they're so good for our health. But the problem is we take our stressed out bodies to those classes. So if our body's in a state of stress, that's with us 24 hours, 7 days a week. We don't get a break from it. So if you're experiencing a symptom, you're getting an energy drain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because your body, even if it's from a piece of food that you're eating, well, now your digestive system's got to work to digest that. So that is making your body work a heck of a lot harder, which is draining your energy tank from what it should be doing. And what should our energy tanks be doing? Our energy tanks should be giving us good energy, right? That's what we want. So we want our energy just for energy, for doing the things that we love. I just saw Amelia's comment. We know she loves mornings because she's very healthy. So I'm very happy that she loves mornings. Me too. So we want to make sure that our energy tanks are just used for energy. So yes, there's external stress, and yes, that is going to drain your energy. But I want you to think about your body and how your body is being drained in terms of symptom-wise. What symptoms are draining your body? Okay, so any symptom-wise means that stress is depleting your body. Any symptoms-wise means that, your body's being depleted because of stress. Okay, so then if we go back up here. So how is weight and energy connected? Biggest question that I get asked. Let's be honest, a lot of clients come into clinic, a lot of clients sign up for the online programs because they want weight loss. And I wish that weight loss was just as simple as calories in, calories out, right? Like, how many of you have tried Weight Watchers, or have tried restrictive calories, or have tried some weight loss program and potentially maybe lost the weight while you were restricting yourself, but you can't sustain it. You don't sustain it, right? It's not the way that you constantly live. And I often say to clients, inflammation, so weight on the scales, you're often measuring, like the number on the scales, you're often measuring the inflammation in your body. Yes, I know that you're overweight or you've got weight and you want to lose weight, but you're often actually measuring inflammation. So when your body is inflamed, and we'll talk about when your body is inflamed due to dehydration, diet symptoms, digestive symptoms, hormonal symptoms, adrenals, anything being out of balance, you're going to hold on to weight. And weight's going to be really hard to shift in the long term. If you only eat fresh air, yes, you will lose calories, but eventually even that stops. So weight is directly connected to inflammation in your body. These symptoms that you've got are directly related to inflammation, which often means weight gain, which means energy going down, right? So if you're overweight, it's not necessarily a weight issue, it's an inflammation issue, and it's working out what symptoms are causing you inflammation. So we want to get rid of the inflammation in your body as fast as possible, because then you'll start to lose your weight. Clients hear me say this all the time in clinic and on the online course. They must get sick of me saying it. And they look at me like, how is the weight, the kilograms on the scales related to my inflammation? And I'm like, well, watch. Often they haven't changed their diets that much. They've gotten rid of foods causing them inflammation, and their symptoms have come down and their weight comes off. But clients still don't always believe that. And so one day I had this client, and I'd said it to her multiple times, and she was shifting her weight, just not as fast as she wanted. She wanted it to happen overnight. Even though it's taken 15 years for the weight to go on, we want it to go overnight. I get it. Anyway, and so her weight was starting to shift down. Anyway, I got a very upset call from her one Wednesday morning. And she said to me, oh my goodness, I finally know what you mean about this inflammation business. She said, I literally went up 6 kilos overnight. That is not even possible the way she was eating. And it wasn't. But because she'd had it drummed into her so much that inflammation equals weight gain, when her weight did go up straight over 6 kilos overnight, she was straight into the doctor's office to find out what was causing her inflammation in her body. And it was serious. It was her appendix. So it was really serious. And for some of you that know my health journey over the past 18 months, you will know that my weight going up 2 kilos and me not waking up, bouncing out of bed, I was just a little bit sluggish. I could still get to the gym, was enough for me to think my body's inflamed, what's causing it? And that's what led to me working out the whole mold situation. So listening to symptoms is so important because our bodies are always talking to us. It doesn't matter if we're in the best health possible, which I was 18 months ago. I then got into an environment of mold that didn't see it coming, and so it changed my symptoms, changed my body. My mum was in great health 6 months ago too. Then her body got stressed and inflamed through other things out of her control, and so coconut started inflaming her, so she listened to her symptoms, and it shifts. So, what are some easy things easy swaps, nutritional swaps that we can make in our diet? Well, if you're drinking anything other than water, swap to water straight away. It's summer, it's nice and easy. Add some fruits to your water if you want something nice tasting. Herbal teas with some cold water if you don't want something hot. There are so many great ways to make your water taste nice that don't use sugar if you don't like the taste of water. You can still have other drinks, right? Because everyone comes to see me and doesn't want to give up coffee or give up their caffeinated tea. So that is fine, but really fast, the biggest sign of dehydration is fatigue. That is the number one symptom of dehydration. What are you on this call for tonight? Because you want better energy. In the clinic, over the past 3 years, I've been lucky enough to see over 1,000 clients. I can probably count the number on my hand of how many clients were perfectly hydrated when they came into their session. It's not mind-blowing stuff, I know, it's really quite easy. But getting your body hydrated is essential. When I read the feedback from the online course, that is the feedback that I'm getting. That with mathematical calculations, when you work out how to drink right for your body, and it's not just about how much you're having, it's how you're drinking, those things are key for getting you hydrated. Fatigue is the number one sign of dehydration. I remember she still comes to see me, we're working on different things, but I very clearly remember this top government official that was in my clinic. And in that first session, she paid for a one-on-one. The only thing we got through after talking about all the symptoms was changing her water. And I purposely wanted to go really slowly because I wanted her to see the profound impact. Because she was in charge of 1,000 staff. So I knew that if she got this, she would change it for those 1,000 staff. And that is how we make a difference with our health and education, is one person getting their health transformed, and then they go on to teach others and they empower and impact other people. That's how we get a healthy country. That's how we get a healthy world. Anyway, so I taught her how to drink right for her body and what the technique was and how much she needed. She still wanted to have a coffee, so we needed to add in additional water for the coffee that was dehydrating her. Anyway, she looked at me and she was like, that's a little bit simple. Like, all you want me to do is get in this water and change a habit. I said, yeah, if you can do that between now and the next appointment, you will notice your energy levels improve, you won't get your headaches, and your weight will start to shift. Because obviously she was holding on to some water retention. Because when we're not drinking right for our bodies, guess what? Most of you want weight loss. We're like cactuses. What do cactuses do? Hold on to all that water. So don't give it water, and our body see it as a scarce resource. So, sure enough, I get an email before our next appointment to tell me she couldn't believe that her energy had changed so remarkably. She now had water glasses and water jugs in all the meeting rooms in her department because she didn't want anyone else being dehydrated. We still laugh about this, and she still knows when she hasn't had enough water each day because her energy levels do drop. So it's pretty cool, right? Like, it's pretty awesome that water, something that's free for all of us and all of us can use, can make such a difference. Oh, can I get the slides later? The slides later. No, you can't get the slides later, but you can get an email. You can watch this later, so then you'll be able to see the slides. Okay, so now just checking in. I'm so glad that you guys are finding it useful. If you've got any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, by the way, so that I can answer them as we go. You can watch this. There will be a replay of this afterwards too. So now let's talk about some easy swaps in our diets, right? Because this is really key. It's what's going into your mouth, and it has to be easy, quick and easy for you, I know. So, and I get asked all the time about fasting. Quick and easy way of first starting fasting, believe it or not, very entry-level fasting is don't snack, right? Who decided that we needed to snack? It's causing inflammation on our bodies, right? We should be able to go from breakfast to lunch, lunch to dinner with no snacking and even energy. If you do not have even energy, you are depleting your body. Your body is in a stressed out state and you're creating inflammation and your energy is dropping. So very basic intermittent fasting is just go between meals without snacking. Now, why this is so important is your digestive system. So think of our digestive system like a front loader. I did have a client today that finally understood that our bodies were just machines. I really want you to understand that, and that we just need to fuel them so that they can give you the energy and the output that you want, right? I was super excited when she was like, I finally know how to eat for it like it's a machine. So she now just eats, as you can too, breakfast to lunch to dinner. Pretty much 95% of the clients coming into clinic are snacking in between meals. Because if you grew up in my generation, we grew up in the gym generation where we got taught to eat little and often. So you want to eat breakfast to lunch, lunch to dinner. Why? If you think of our bodies like a machine, think of it like a front-loading washing machine. For anyone that does washing out there, you will know you never open the front-loading washing machine mid-cycle. Epic fail, right? Like no mum lets their children, nobody lets their partners do that. So why do we think it's okay to do that to our digestive system? Our digestive system, the beginning part of it, the long part of it takes 17 to 24 hours. That's when you see your poos. But the very beginning of it takes, and it's slightly different for all of us, 5 to 6 hours. So you should be able to eat from breakfast to lunch with a 5 to 6 hour gap without needing to eat again. Good start to intermittent fasting because most of us are eating every 2 to 3 hours. When I was at the investment bank, I was eating every hour. In fact, I had so much food on my desk that the males used to tease me and they couldn't understand where it all went. But I could seriously eat because I had serious blood sugar issues and my body was seriously inflamed. But remember, it was my normal. I've been like that since I was 3 or 4, as long as I could remember. So of course I thought it was normal. I just ate more. Once again, humans are adaptable. We work out techniques around it. So, number one thing for you is you want to only be eating from breakfast to lunch, lunch to dinner. You do not want to be eating any other times, right? That's how. It's fine to eat when you just need to snack in between. That's totally fine. I mean, it's not fine to ever snack. It's totally fine to eat just because you're out with your friends and you want something and you're full. That's like an occasional thing. It's a social thing. But you do not want to snack because it's putting pressure on your body. What happens when we put pressure or inflammation on our bodies? We're going to get inflamed and our energy is going to drop. Weight's going to go up. Symptoms are going to happen. So you need to be making sure that you're only eating breakfast to lunch, lunch to dinner. Potentially less once you work out the macronutrients for your body. Now, the best thing to do, how you keep yourself full between meals is you need to increase your good quality fats at each meal. So our brains are 70% fat. So our bodies are designed to run off fat, right? So that's the nutrients that we need. So we need good quality fat throughout the day at our meals to keep us nice and full and to keep our energy levels like this. Now, but the best and healthiest foods to eat, my rule is always, it's best when it comes from nature. As soon as man gets involved, we put in chemicals, we manipulate the food, we add additives. Doesn't mean you have to be plant-based, it just means you want your foods from nature. The next rule with food is there is no good or bad food. There's only foods that are your power foods that make you feel amazing, and foods that cause you inflammation. You don't need to live in fear of food. You just need to listen to your body. You just need to listen to your body and see what symptoms it's giving you. So if it's giving you a symptom, it's not good because it's causing you inflammation, which means it's draining your energy levels. So when also think about food in terms of nutrient density. So clients often like to ask me, can we have gluten-free pasta? Can we have pasta? Can we have rice? Can we have quinoa? Can we have all sorts of different things? Like all sorts of things. The thing is, if we're machines and we need to nourish our bodies, you want to get as much nutrition from your food as possible. So you want, if you don't want to be taking multi-minerals and this pill and iodine and zinc and all these things, you need to make sure that you're getting all your nourishment from your foods, all the nutrients. So eating gluten-free bread and gluten-free pasta, if it's not causing inflammation, it's not bad, but you're not getting that much nutrients from it either. So you want to fuel yourself. And like Dr. Terry Walls, a dear friend, says in her diet, she wants you to be having 7 to 11 servings of vegetables a day. Well, I physically can't eat 7 to 11 servings of vegetables a day. I just don't have that much stomach room. So if I'm trending towards that and that's my goal, I really don't have stomach space for gluten-free bread. I often do find also that the gluten-free products cause quite a lot of inflammation. I had one client that bought me in 22 different types of gluten-free bread for me to test in clinic before she really realized that gluten-free products didn't agree with her. So we want you to think nutrient density. We want you to think proteins, fats, and lots of veggies at each meal. Fats is what's going to keep your energy level like this. Fats are also your dietary precursors for your prostaglandins, which are your anti-inflammatory hormones. Your anti-inflammatory hormones. So they bring down inflammation in your body. So if you don't have good dietary fats, right, you're not going to be able to anti-inflame yourself. So a couple of things that I always get asked is, how do we work these things out? How do we know what to do? How do we know what our power foods are? What are the foods that make us feel good? And I'm sure you've got questions on how do we teach you this as fast as possible without you having to come into clinic and empower you. So we came up with the personalized power foods in 3 simple steps, right? It's done for busy corporate mums that have got too much on and just want to know as fast as possible. So in this course, we teach you how to eat right for your body. We teach you simple tests that you can do to work out the foods that are inflaming you. I've named them the toe touch test, the pulse test, and then of course we've already eliminated the foods that are causing you inflammation through the diet reset. So that's what we want. We want you to be able to work these things out at home for the rest of your lives. It's the tools that we use in clinic ourselves individually. It's what my family uses. It's what all clients that come in and see. It's the gift that you get. So we turned it into an online program with a Facebook group so that you can do it all yourselves. Because we want to teach you how to have the best energy possible. If you haven't worked it out already, you only have great energy when you've taken out anything that's causing you inflammation. So we need to get out anything causing you inflammation as fast as possible. So if we don't get that out, then you're going to keep getting inflammation. Amelia said, why are you talking about breakfast? What about intermittent fasting? That's totally fine, and some of you will be intermittent fasting. But what I was saying is a lot of people that I see in the beginning stages is people are going breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack. So let's get out the snacking first. Then as your body starts to fat adjust, as we talk about it in clinic, then you can start to remove more foods and like more meals if you want to, and if you have really good energy. But if you don't have really good energy and you're getting inflammation, then removing whole meals can cause more stress on your body. So Christine, if you need to finish meal times, and based on what I know about your health, so when you get really fat adapted and when you feel amazing, what you might decide to do is eat your breakfast at about 10 or 11 And if you only need 5 to 6 hours, you might decide to have dinner at like 5 o'clock or 6. You can manipulate your macronutrients when your body's feeling really good, and you can have more fat at the breakfast time so that you can last all the way to dinner without needing lunch. Or you might go breakfast and you might have something light like a broth, which is really easy on your body to digest, gets in really good minerals, and helps you with your hydration levels too. So that's how you can do that as well. So you technically, it depends on what time you want to have breakfast. And it depends. So you need to work this out. The good thing is, once you know how to eat right for your body and you know the macronutrients that your body needs, you can adjust this to eat however you want to work in with your lifestyle. So some of my clients like to eat at about 11 and then they eat again at 6. Other clients like to eat at 12 and then they eat again at 5. Some clients like to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That makes them feel good. They like to have breakfast at 6 a.m. The key thing is the very beginning, and we're all coming at it from different levels and different journeys in our health. But the key thing is to get out the snacks and give yourself, just listen to your body and know that it takes 5 to 6 hours for the beginning part of the digestive system. How you then choose to manage it once you've done that first step is different, and you can change it. That's the cool thing. We get to pick what works right for our bodies. That's what I totally love about it. When you start to realize how to listen to your body, you get to have so much fun because you get it to work for you and you can do exactly what you want. So for those of you that have asked me, and I've been getting text messages that you've been hearing the ding with, asking me from clients how you sign up for the online course, it's super easy because Christine did this part for me, a different Christine to the one that I was just answering the questions, is you can go into your YouTube link and you can copy and paste that link, and it will tell you how to, and you just copy it in and you can sign up for the Power Foods course, which is going to teach you what foods are right for your body and what foods are causing you inflammation. It is going to start on the level of breakfast to lunch to dinner, so that then you can learn your macronutrients and then you can change it to your lifestyle. So we want you to then be able to apply those principles and feel it in your body and use it for anything you want. So you can just copy in the link on the YouTube right now. If you sign up, you get today, so we'll send it to you so that you actually remember, is special things, because we actually want you to be in the best health for 2020, and we don't want you all coming into the clinic, because we want to be able to help you as fast as possible and give you the best health possible, and we can't fit seeing you all in clinic. Malise and I are at maximum capacity, but we have made sure that you can get a free 40-minute phone call with me, which is not normal when you normally sign up to the course. We're going to kick off with a group Zoom call so that you guys can actually do this all together, because that's way more fun, and that's what everyone wants to be able to do and create a community. So we're going to do that this Sunday night. You get access to an online quiz and the stress speaker. So there's heaps of fun things that you get just from signing up tonight. You'll get it up until 24 hours, of course, because don't want you to miss out. And we want to give you the best health possible for 2020. So the key thing here is we want to get out the inflammation in your body, because if we get out the inflammation, you're going to get better energy levels. So you don't actually need to do anything per se to get better energy. We need to stop whatever is draining your energy levels so that you can have the best energy, you can have the best 2020 possible, and you can be in the best health. The greatest gift that we can give you, and the greatest gift you can give yourself, is awareness around your symptoms. Our bodies are always talking to us, right? That's what our bodies do. They're always talking to us. So if we can listen and really pay attention, then we always are going to have great health, because as soon as we get a symptom, we're going to know to ask somebody or to look at what we're eating, change something, and work out what isn't working in our bodies and in our lives, right? So it's the best gift that we can possibly give ourselves. So thank you so much for being on this call. If you really liked it and if you want to do more, let me know, because I can do more. Now that we've got the technology working, it's much easier. It was a bit of a nightmare. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, which you're all on, it will just notify you every time I do these lives, and then I won't need to email you, and we can do all sorts of different topics in 2020. You can let me know anything that you'd like to learn about, anything that we can help you more with. Would totally love to help you. So thank you so much for being on this tonight. Thank you for all your support, all your encouragement, all your messages, all your questions. And if you want to know anything else, please email us at the office or email me and let me know anything else. So thank you so much for being here tonight with me.